All right. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. It wasn't my ideal or plan to do a live today. I felt that I had did enough of speaking, but something went on in my study time uh, that made me realize that wait a minute, something going on, and it made me kind of understand why many have not been able to graft or get a lot of things. And when I see this, it's like when I seen it, I was like, what am I doing over here? Over here in Genesis chapter 6. I understand that. But then he took me somewhere that I wasn't looking forward to going. And in the midst of that, I found out something, you guys. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. I found out that there are so many lies in-house and outhouse. There is so many lies that rest in-house and outhouse, out of the house as well as in the house. So therefore, this is why the people have not gained very much in these last days outside of what they trust in when they hear people teaching and preaching. When the Father gave me something, just knocked me totally out. Because I'm like, wait a minute now, that in Genesis 6, Father, y'all. Genesis 6. I felt I had covered pretty much of Genesis 6. But what I realized how deep the people have deceived the people regarding a whole bunch of things, y'all, that is not actually taking place, nor is this book saying that it took place. Mm-hmm. So he was telling me, Deborah, that's why they went to other books. Mm-hmm. And there was other books that they could lean toward because the other books were set there so that they can look in and go away from the book they have already been in and not wait for me. So he was explaining to me that when they realize that they have been deceived or lied to, they went out to search for what they were looking for. And the Father said he was right there all the time. And I said, well, okay, Father, y'all, well, what's this deal with all these books? He said they got what they was looking for. He said that's just like in any situation in life. Sometimes you end up with what you're looking for. Because flesh is not going to be content in nothing in the spirit. So it's going to go after everything it possibly can in the natural to justify, to clarify, and identify that it is right and that which is spirit and truth is not. So I first want to start off with anyone in the live chat has a question or maybe want to reveal something to us that they had a dream or a vision or just want to share with us something that's going on in the world before I get into this here. Because I want to get into this, but I want to get in it and I want to step out of it. I want to get in it real smooth and I want to step out of it real smooth. So before I go into it, I would like for anyone who have any questions or maybe want to share with us things that they have experienced or going through, or maybe even having questions and answers for us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The release, I want to share about the coming law releasing the prisoners. Okay, do you remember back in 2020 and 21, pretty much during 21, they were talking about going into prison and giving the prisoners the beat. Okay, so they had already planned this, not in 2000 nor 2001. This was planned in time past. They showed us through the light that the Father charged them to leave on. And the light was through purge and all these other things that has been taking place. And I saw a movie, I think it was 9 months ago, exactly that they were letting prisoners out. Okay. So I mean, and the prisoners that they let out in the movie was hardcore prisoners, okay? That felt they didn't have nothing to gain nor to lose. So they went out just doing just that. But the thing about it is, it's matching the biblical. Because this is what happens when we are not prepared or willing to accept the will of the Father, when his Holy Spirit revealed to us from the standpoint of his biblical, or he speaks to our spirit, when therefore everything that's coming is going to come the way man has orchestrated it, but the Father has given it to us to see it for what it is before it comes. But we continuing to reject what he is revealing to us. You see, the one is when you see, and like I said, in Matthew 24, you see Yeshua on the mountaintop, privately dealing with his disciples. That means he was dealing with them in his private moment. And they wanted to ask him, this is on Mount Olive, what should be the times of the end days? I love what he said, because the first thing he said, it really meant something to Sister Deborah, because my question to the Father was, what is they to know what we going to go through when they ain't going to be here? A good question, but the Father let me know that they were going to be the one that speak the warning to us. And then the next one pick up the baton, and the next one, and the next one. But what had happened is, when he was up there, he told them something that was very important. Be not deceived. See, he wasn't saying that. He was saying that to us in the end days, but he was saying it to the disciples right then and there. Because that's the number one key that gets you off balance from what is going to take place and what is happening. Because we're deceived. That's why I was saying that I wasn't planning on coming on here tonight. But the Father dropped something in my spirit, and I'm like all over the place. I don't know if I'm going or coming. All I know, I'm going to get there. Because that's just how deep it was, what he dropped in my spirit. Now, going back to just sticking to the law of releasing the prisoner, many movies, many in the last 30 years have given us an insight. No, we wasn't prepared for it, because the word has been set there to prepare our way, to give us the light. Now it's right before us, and we're trying to figure out, well, what's going on? Can they do that? No. But the Father said, wait a minute. You go to Matthew's when Yeshua was on the mountaintop with the 12, and they wanted to know what would be the hard days of our time, what would be the coming. He told them, before I come, this is what's going to go down. This is exactly what's going to go down. We don't want to receive it from him. We don't want to receive it. When he said nation against nation, that is a people against people. That's purging. What are they doing? Killing and destroying. That's purging. You see, it's always going to rest in this book more than once. But are we willing to see it? So their law is following the prophecy that Ahia has already orchestrated for us to know. See, we're so busy listening to these Hebrew Israelites laws and rules. They ain't got none. They need to get somewhere and sit down. We need to start hearing the voice of the Most High through his word. Some of Ahia's people are locked down, and he's going to free them. but also at the same time, there are those not Ahias will release. Now, when we say that, you actually have to kind of yes, Ahia always will have those in the prison. He said, I was in prison, you didn't visit me. So with that being said, we know that he's in prison. He has some in prison. Okay. So, but that is not going to override Matthew's 24, in which Yeshua have spoken to his 12 disciples, what shall be the time of the end before he come. And on top of it, he also said, this is the time of sorrow. He said, not wars and rumors of wars. That's not it, y'all. Don't let them catch you up with wars and rumors of wars. He's talking about nation against nation. Nation against nation is people against each other. Kingdom against kingdom. The Hebrew Israelites, not, I don't even say that. Black against white, that's a kingdom. Okay? This is what they're asking him. Tell us what's going to come before you get here. What is the signs of you coming? So that is one. And in the prison, if you got 1 million people in the prison, you subject to have 5 out of that million. I can't quote the percentage, but it's not going to be a lot. Oh yes, what he said is definitely going to come to pass. And you remember, y'all, we covered some movies that told us a lot of things about this V that they put out. I mean, and the water, you all remember that. I mean, it's just all going to come to pass. I mean, and a lot of it has. And that's what I said, because I saw a movie long, I don't think I know more than 8 or 9 about them going up to live on space because the world was ending. I remember that. And I think that's their whole ideal up in space, is thinking they're going to escape if he come down lower when they know another way of bypassing. That's why he said principalities in high places. That's how they destroyed California, by lasers in space. They ain't fooling nobody. Movie and all. Yep, you can see it definitely in the movies. Very clear. You're right. And sometimes it kind of make you want to cry, because you be saying, dog, I saw that. I remember they had that in the movie. Like the movie Get Out, 2012. It's all in our faces. That light is beaming all in our faces to prepare us. It's not coming to make us scared and fear. It's coming to prepare us to do what? Turn to him. Lay your head on his bosom. Yeah, taking them to the moon. Now, who is he? Who gonna have the money to be taking that? Yep, that's what they want. They thinking they're gonna be able to reside. They ain't getting away with nothing. Matter of fact, they most likely gonna be destroyed before they even go up. Yeah, they getting all that stuff. They ain't getting it. They got it. They preparing it just to do what they wanted to do. Have y'all heard about that great number of people they hired for us with the IRS? They say it's with the IRS, but really it's with, I think, the system. And hired all these people, and y'all didn't even know it during this pandemic. They hired them, trained them how to shoot and fight, and they're going to go in and they're going to be the one that's going to be controlling the way you swing your money in the proper way. And if you don't show, or you don't show proof, or they have every right to kill you. And it's another thing, they are announcing these things, y'all. They ain't hiding none of this. It's all in our faces. So, it's all in our faces, but we are also turning away from it as if it's not there. It's there. All of it's there. Sometimes I wonder, I say, Father, wait a minute now, hold up. This thing moving fast. He said, no, Deborah, you got to think of the time that this stuff been going on. See, and it seems like it's fast. No, it's finna step into what it needs to step in, my will. Yeah. Yeah. So in this topic, I'm covering Genesis chapter 6. And what has happened is real fast. You notice that too? Wow. Now see, that's something I thought that I felt. Because I ask people all the time, you notice the time, the days, like you say, the months, they moving fast. But most people are not targeting that sort of stuff as part of the whole overall. Just renewed. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel too. I feel that it is so necessary for them, their eyes to be wake. How would I say that? It is so necessary that they see in this midnight hour. Because I can call it midnight all I want, but if they can't see in the midnight hour, they simply can't see. But the Father lets me know that it's in Him that allowed them to see. Okay, so even though uh, they are in blindness, it's because the Father knew that they would be in such a critical time as this, you know. And He's measuring who He knew they were before the foundation of the world. He's not measuring it like us, Hebrew Israelite. No, He ain't measuring it like that. That's how we are getting um, deceived in the whole overall Hebrew Israelite. And when we graft that and fall under that category, we forsake a higher. And when I say that, is because we think that this surround a people. Oh, this is about us as a people. Let me tell you, when the Ruach lives in you, He will show you all things and teach all things to you. And you know what you'll find out? It has never been about just some people. It has never been about just some people. I said, Father, everything Father said, He said, I did this for my sake, for my will. I'm like, and He said, I didn't do this for you or for your sake. This was for my will. And because of that, let me tell you where that is. That is where everybody in the Bible get recognition higher than a higher. We can sit and say, oh no, they don't. Yes, they do. Look at the people, the men that have started all these here groups. They so hooked on Enoch and all these other books. Well, wait a minute, hold up, bro. Where is a higher in this? They have it don't matter. They have found lost books that have told them their way. They don't focus. Wait a minute. Only one knows the right way is a higher. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in that. Remember, they were stuck on David, not David. They were stuck hardcore on Moses. They were stuck hardcore on Paul. Even Paul, oh, he said women not just supposed to speak. Women this and women that. They were so hung up on the characters in the book, for they forsake the Creator. Where you can find that in a chapter of Romans, chapter 1. They rather serve and worship the creature, what he said, the creature over the Creator. And it's 100% true. Living witness, not a dead one. I'm a living one. And I see it walking itself out today. Oh, okay, I got you. And don't it seem like it's a better feel if you treat him like he treats you? Don't it feel like it's a payback, or you see what I'm saying? But in a higher, if we just rest our head in the bosom of a higher, He will show us another way to do this. Another way, because let me tell you, to give and to a husband would change his whole evil life toward you. It works, you guys. It really does. Just just give and gave, you know, because even treating him evil like he treat evil, it's just common. Then whether he gonna get a little taste of his own, honey. But when you want to walk in a higher, these are the things that a higher teaches you. That you can't fight fire with fire. That's like evil with evil. You come my way. Let me give you an example of what he's saying as I'm speaking to you. He said, if he would treat us like we have treated him, where would we be today? You see? Just think now. So this is what he's saying. Being like Christ-like, having the heart and the mind of the way he would do things. And he have done things. We have not treated him like a good husband, even though he was the perfect, the excellent, the great husband that he is. The Father, Ahia, has been an excellent husband to us, the whole house of Israel. But what have we tried? We treated him all kind of wicked and evil. In spite of how good he has been and how excellent he has been, how wonderful he has been, we still treat him like a bad husband. So sometimes if we can just feel him in how he would want us and desire us to be like him in the way he see us as evil. He do. He called us stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient, baby. Whoremongers and everything else. So just think. Just think of that. Huh? We don't need to read the Bible, and that only needs the Holy Spirit to teach us all things. I didn't completely agree. That's good. Don't completely agree. Everywhere you go in this whole world, throughout your whole life, when you go on a job, they give you a book. When you go to school, they give you a book. When you go to college, they give you a book. Wherever you go to train, they give you a book. So Ahia has a book that has some direction for us. Yes, he's the true teacher, just like a teacher in school, a teacher that's teaching you your employees' rules and regulations, when he is a teacher of all things. So anything crooked in this book, he can make it straight. So I wouldn't deny this book to be the truth. I would deny anybody who said that it is not. Okay? Because anything crooked he say, he can only make it straight. Anything straight, that's pretending to be straight, most likely they are crooked because ain't nobody straight. But he want us to know that there's something here that we can study. Okay, now see, that's what I call a individual who seeks after the heart of Yah. See, I had a young man said to me something about what he wanted to do to his baby's mama. I put it like that. And I love the way he said it, even though what he said he was going to do outweighed everything he said, outweighed it when he said he's going to consider to restrain. And that word restrained right then, I knew he had a heart of the most high, a higher resting in him. Because people can take you there, baby. Oh, they can take you all the way there. But there's something greater than where they can take you. And that is where a higher can meet you there. So, yes, we're human. We're going to experience things and people can take us there. But a higher can take us higher in him. And it's a good thing that you first thought of repenting and thinking and taking in. And you watch, because you did that, watch how he treats you. It's going to be different. It might not be the next day, but a little every day you're going to see. Don't say nothing about it. I repent and I ask God to forgive me for what I did to you. That is not a higher. A higher said, repent, let your hands off, let me put my hands on. And just stand back and watch to see. That's another thing we don't do. We don't want to see his glory. We don't want to experience his power. We want our hands on and his hands off until we on our deathbed. Then we want all his hand on, because there ain't nothing we can put our hand on. So even in this situation, when your hands is off, you did your part by repenting to the Most High or higher. Now just watch the movement of how this individual communicate with you. Yes, he is. He's an excellent one. Yes. Yes, he is. Even me, this lady came in the store Sunday, and she's a European that she comes in there and she's always talking, and she act like the store belonged to her and that I belong to her. I got to listen to her. And she came here this Sunday, and I said, now in the last 2 or 3 Sundays, she come to the place and never stopped by. But this particular Sunday, she comes by and she say, I went to the doctor and they told me I had this, I had this, I had this, and I had a lot of tumors on different part of her body and so on. I said, oh, I hate to hear that. I really do. I hate to hear that. But I was hearing it from a person that wanted you to give them your undivided attention on what they want to tell you and want to say to you. Now, the store that I'm in, you have to, I got customers. You standing here telling me all of this. And it's a good thing that she did, because I did say some things that kind of helped her out. But outside of that, you don't see me to be nothing and nobody. You see? So you just in here because now you need that sympathy. You need that trade-off. Okay, I need somebody now I need to talk to, when you haven't said anything to me, in weeks and months. But now you come into the store because you know that this lady is the one that can give you the word of comforting and peace in spite of whatever going on. But you don't choose to come to her. Oh, she's the black lady. You see what I'm saying? So it was very uncomfortable. But I sat and I listened to her and told her I hate to hear that, but she should get a second opinion. But what I learned something from her. I learned that this is what I learned, that they are out here with the intent to destroy all elderly people. Mm-hmm. So when elderly people go in for any type of care or anything, you're subject to have any and everything to where they can go in and you might not come back out the same person and you go down here. So that's how I received it when she was saying it. You see, this is one of the systems ideal of getting rid of the elders, because this lady didn't have no issues, no nothing. Not to say this is not happening to her. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what the Spirit was telling me about what they're doing as far as the elders. They're trying to do away with the elders. And I really believe that. I really believe that. I really believe that. So if anyone don't have any more questions or anyone have anything else before I get into this here, Genesis chapter 6 kind of made me real sad. I guess that's why I don't really have that to really get into it, but I'm gonna do it anyhow, because I think that what he gave me was beautiful. Soon as trouble. That's how I felt too. I was like, oh, okay. And what she wanted me to do is just people in line to shop. I mean, in line to ring up. And she just got the line sitting there like I'm supposed to just take out time and just listen to her and I even had to, the customer in the back had to come around her to get in front of her. I said, oh, babe, wait a minute. Hold up. I got to bring this customer up. Because she wasn't, it was, hey, you give me the time. I want you to hear me, like it's, that's just how they are. They like that. Certain people are like that. Yep, they are. Yes, they are. Yep, that is. Okay, you guys. I hope you have your Bible open. Okay, and we're going to Genesis chapter 6. And you bet I was not prepared for this today. I had felt I had done 3 videos, and I think they were pretty uh, decent from the Spirit to me, and I just put them out. But then I got here and I got into a place that just took me totally off balance. Okay, let me just say it like I'm gonna try to say it like he gave it to me. Well, in Genesis chapter 6, and how I'm gonna show you how I started off. When he says, like the days of Noah, they shall be eating and drinking. Okay, they shall be eating and drinking. Then it says, like the days of Solomon, they shall be eating and drinking. Then it said again, like the days of Noah, they shall be eating and drinking. They said other things like gathering and feasting, but I'm just saying eating and drinking. That bothered me. Why? I don't know. I said, what's this deal with eating and drinking? I said, wait a minute, Father. Wait a minute. I said, something wrong with that. I didn't hear anything in my spirit. I said, wait a minute. Something wrong with that. So I went into the book to search for uh, the time he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and the time that he destroyed um, uh, Noah, the whole world. And I searched for eating and drinking. I searched for it. Couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. So what I come to understand after he took me down, all the way down, I'm like, okay, Father, how do we get to there? How do we get like in the days of Noah? He said, when you got on here and you taught Genesis 6, you saw it, but you stepped over it and kept on going. Like the days of Noah. The days of Noah wasn't for us to focus on them eating and drinking. You won't find it. You won't find it. And I think that's sad. And he took me deeper and deeper. I said, wait a minute, Father. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. You mean to tell me they covered up the truth of the matter and taught it for all these years in the churches? Even the Hebrew Israelites have taught this thing. Let me just say the churches, because the Hebrew Israelite came along and they still didn't do no better because they didn't teach it. So you mean to tell me that in the New Testament, as they call the New, I call them just the whole Bible, it is said in red, like the days of Noah, speaking of the coming of the Son of Man, would be like the days of Noah. They would be eating and drinking. So I goes back to the days of Noah and I can't find it, saying that they were eating and drinking. Because the things that they were doing that caused the Father in his great and awesome power to destroy the whole world was way beyond eating and drinking. With the eating and drinking, it can fall under the category, this is what they were doing before the flood came. But you can't find it during the days of Noah in Genesis 6, 7, and 8. You can't find that. So how did the days of Noah, eating and drinking, overshadow what was really taking place? What was really taking place in Genesis was they were having daughters, as many as they please. And what else? And Ahiah saw the wickedness of man was great on the earth, that every imagination of thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Verse 6 says, and it repented Ahiah that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Okay, I can deal with that. So in Genesis, where he ended the world, he does not state that the people was eating and drinking and marrying and giving. No, the marrying is right, and giving in marriage. Oh, that matches this, because they took the daughters as many they please. And if you go back to their tradition of marriage, meaning sexual, once they able to find them a virgin, they go in, and that caused them to be married. Okay, but they were taking as many as they please. Okay, and every thought in their imagination was wicked and evil. So if in this days, it says in this days, in the last days, they shall be eating and drinking. So I go back to Genesis chapter 6, during the days of Noah. I don't see where they were eating and drinking. I don't see it. So I go back to Matthews and Matthews and Luke, and I don't see where it was what they were doing when it come out of eating and drinking. Why was eating and drinking overriding marrying and giving in marriage? It don't make sense. That should be the main thing they should have had up there, because it was a sexual thing like it is today. This taking women, having sex, and doing everything. That's the way it is today. You see? So I'm trying to understand, how did eating and drinking overrode the fact that sex and taking women as many as they please in the days of Noah, and in the New Testament it says marrying and giving in marriage. So it's saying the same thing, but how did eating and drinking be the first thing likened to the days of Noah, when eating and drinking is not listed in Noah? So I saw where he was going. I said, you finna trying to take me deep, ain't you? You finna take me deep. And he took me deep. First of all, he want me to know that it has been a lie, and the truth is not in them. In those who teach it out of Enoch's book, and Enoch himself is a lie. If you can go into Enoch, it can tell you one thing, but this here book that has outlived and been away and has not been hidden has always been here. What's greater than this book in Enoch? The Ruach HaKodesh, the true teacher. So therefore, if Enoch is saying something that this book is not saying, it's not because they took it out of the book and they took it to make things a lie. But wait a minute, where's the Ruach HaKodesh? Where is he in this? You see, he's still teaching you from this book. One thing you're going to know, that the minds of the people who have taught you in the last 25 years as Hebrew Israelite movement is one thing they would tell you: Torah here, Torah there. Okay? And they call it the first 5 books. Okay? So nothing was taken out of the first 5. But they're saying the other books were taken out. Now, when you come here in Genesis, wait a minute. What did he take out here? How is it that Enoch knew about something that Ahiah never allowed to enter into the King James 16:11? Where's the other books? They're saying that they were eating and drinking during the time that of the flood, when it came up on them. It might be in there, but Sister Deborah searched and searched and could not find it. But it's telling us, it's warning us what they're going to be doing today, eating and drinking like unto the days of Noah. So what I learned was where he took me. He said, you covered it, but you stepped over it. And I'm like, how did I step over it? I covered it, but I stepped over it. He said, the book states, Genesis chapter 6 talks about the sons of Yah. One thing they keep lying and deceiving many, the sons of Yah are fallen angels. No, 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 no. I want to get that right. Furthermore, if you look up in your book, in your Bible, go to your anything, you're not going to see fallen angels. When you go on Google and other pages, they're going to give you their definition of their understanding of what fallen angels are. But the Father already said to me, Deborah, if they don't know what took place before the foundation of the world, they can make anything out of something that is not and was not. So he was showing me here that not only was there fallen angels that had nothing to do with this. Guess what he told me? They lied on the giants. Y'all, they lied on the giants. Just as they lied when Moses sent them out to scout the land. They went out, you guys, saw these people on this land, that they were mighty, strong. See how the heathens, and I ain't gonna just say the heathens, because the Hebrew Israelites too have lied. They were men of stature, but they were strong. Let me give you an example. Look at the men that play basketball. They go out and get all the 6'5" and taller. Those are tall men. This is existing today as it was yesterday. Men of stature. You see? And they called them in Genesis. They called it here in Genesis, and there were giants in the earth in those days. And after those days, after that day, what do you mean? There were giants in that day? What do it have to do with giants in that day? Because somewhere, someone has lied to our men, and they got it wrong. Don't ever in your life let somebody tell you the sons of Yah is the fallen angels. Don't ever in your life let somebody tell you the fallen angels were the giants. Do your own search and you'll find out that old lady wasn't lying. All that has been a lie, said the Most High Yah. So that's where he was taking me. He was taking me to the lies that has been portrayed, just to cover up. Who in the live chat would even guess what they was covering up? Anybody know? Guess what they was covering up all this time? I bet you not one person in the live. You might not, because you probably just gripping this like Sister Deborah did when she got it. But guess who they were covering up? Guess who they was covering up, you guys? It's gonna blow your mind. What do you the daughters of? No, they weren't covering up the daughters. When the Father took me there today, I said, no, wait a minute, Father. I'm finna go over here. I said, I'm finna go over here to the giants. So where do I end up? I end up dealing with the giants. Where is my giants? I end up going over in that area, and I'm going to have to get that verse, over in Numbers. Numbers chapter 13 and verse 33. I looked up the giants, and there's only 2 verses in the Bible, y'all, that says anything about the giants. And that's sad, y'all. I'm here today to tell you that is really, really sad. You mean to tell me there's only 2 verses in the Bible that talks about the giants? And guess what verse that is? In Genesis 6, verse in Giants, chapter 6, verse 4, and Numbers chapter 13, verse 33. When Moses, Ahiah told Moses to send them out to scout the land that he was sending them to. When they went out, they saw that these men were high in statues. So instead of them coming back, telling the truth of the matter, they came just like they do today and lied. And lied. They came and lied back to Moses and them. Moses and them fell on the ground, started praying to the Most High Ahiah. They told them if you read Numbers chapter 13 and see what they did. You're going to say, this ain't got nothing to do with no fallen angel. These were men. Giants mean mighty men of statues and strong men. This didn't mean fallen angels. Where did they get that mess from? If you have sat up under the Ruach HaKodesh for real, he would teach you what took place before the foundation of the world. And if you listen to him teach you, you'll realize that the angels that came down, they didn't fall. They were placed down in the uttermost darkness in chain. They chained up. Only one came to the earth was Satan. He came to the earth to what? To deceive the world. So how did he end up with others following him? Because when Ahiah began to create, he put the sons of Yah and the sons of men down on the earth, and the sons of men went Satan's way, and the sons of Yah was supposed to go Yah's way. So how dare you turn the sons of Yah into fallen angels? You tell me if that's not deep. He took me all the way there. I said, but no, come on now, Father. You mean to tell me? Then he said, Deborah, you know where they get that mess from? Enoch. I said, but Father, you mean all this stuff that they talking about? It's not in this book. He said, no, Deborah. So how can we trust in lost books and we have not even trust in him who is the book? He is the word. And the word was. And the word is. In the beginning, it was with him. And it wasn't a paperback. It wasn't a book you can read. He is the word. So he was beginning to show me. I was saying, but Father, this is getting kind of deep. He said, how did they get to there is where the people mindset are today. Lost without a cause. Because a lot of things we're following, guess what, y'all? They're not in here. They're not in here the way they're trying to teach us and lead us into. Yes, the book of Enoch talks about the giants. But if the book of Enoch is not bouncing on the King James 16 or the King James Bible at all, then Enoch, you can't say the King James wrong, then you got to look into Enoch and realize that, wait a minute, is anything in Enoch leading me to the light? If anything in Enoch delivering me, if anything in Enoch can redeem me, if anything Enoch is saying can save me, if anything Enoch is saying can show me the light, if anything Enoch is saying can show me to the narrow gate, ain't nothing Enoch can do for you and give you if it's not teaching you spirit and truth. He's giving you his side of the story. And that's where people messed up from the floor up. They still heard it out of the mouth of man when they read Enoch and any of these other books. But until you hook up with the Ruach HaKodesh, who is the true teacher of any lost book, any found book, And any King James Bible outside of these new ones and these new versions and these new editions, people are lost without a cause. Enoch speak for his own mouth. So if his mouth cannot speak to enlighten you in spirit and truth, what is the purpose of Enoch? Explain that to us. What is the purpose in Ahiah is Enoch? Can you explain that one to us so we all can know? Can Enoch show us or tell us anything that will lead us to the light? Can Enoch tell us where the narrow gate is headed? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So when the Father is dealing with me, I'm like saying, okay, Father, I went there already in Genesis 6. He said, no, you ain't went there because you bypassed something. And when he was showing me that, I was like, okay, Father, you know, I already know that back then there is no fallen angels. When you go into the scriptures, you're not going to find any fallen angels. You're not going to even find a word saying fallen angels. Where are we getting this stuff from? We're getting that from those that are teaching us that we put a lot of trust in. We forgot. Now, we forgot because the Father said don't even give them that authority to think that they forgot anything. He said he has always been ever present. He said he will never leave you nor forsake you. Now, you might leave him and forsake him, but he ain't never said he will leave you nor forsake you. He forever present and shall always be. So what has happened is we have given, just as we have given all the glory to those who are actors that Yah has chosen over the one that hired them. We look at them and say they the key to it. They the one that teaches this. They the one. No, you forgot it. Because the Ruach was said to be a teacher, not of some things, but of all things. If we forsake him and say all these other books are, even the Bible overrides the Most High, then we lost without a cause. We just out there in all kind of darkness. All kind of, and did you know now, you hear a couple of brothers now owning up to really who Enoch was. He wasn't that he was a bad person or an evil person, but y'all never intend for us to uplift Moses, y'all. Y'all never intend for us to uplift David, y'all. Y'all never intend for us to uplift Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's never intended for us to uplift the creature, but the creator who sent the Son to walk and talk and show us how to be unlike him. We never mimic Yeshua. We never mimic him, even to today. We're so busy trying to be Sarah, Proverbs 31, and ain't no such thing as a Proverbs 31 as we are taught it and want people to believe it. Proverbs 31 is talking about him and we as a people. And they got it and made it what they want. And that's what he was explaining to me today. And he gave me so many lovely verses. He said, how could so many of people choose to deceive their own people? Intentionally. Because I'm like sitting around, I'm like, okay, well, what did I miss? You said I walked over it. He said, because of the fact that you should have expounded more on the giants. You knew those weren't no fallen giants. I knew that. Now, I knew that, you guys, because when I was a little girl, I was taught what took place before the foundation of the world. And let me tell you one thing. Ain't no fallen angels. Ain't no such thing as what he taught me back then. He told me they was chained in the uttermost darkness. And the Satan was like a lightning came to the earth to deceive the earth. What happens when he start creating men and women, and he brought them to the earth? This is the Father. Guess what? There were still angels that didn't follow Lucifer, but had the same mindset of desiring and wishing they should have. So y'all say, I fix you up real good. When I do my creation, everybody going down to the earth. And that's what he did. He threw down that. Remember that potter of the clay? I was telling you, he is the potter of the clay. He said one to do unrighteous and one to do righteous. That's what took place before the foundation of the world. He got it in here twice. I am the potter of the whole lump. I caused one to do righteous and one to do unrighteous. But I am over both lump, the whole lump. So that's how heaven was. He allowed the potter made with the clay, made some for righteous and some from unrighteous based on what? What was in the heaven. So he called those that he brought down for him the sons of Yah. But when they got down here, they saw what the sons of men that was following Satan was doing, and they gripped onto it, and they desired to do what Satan was doing with the sons of men. You see what I'm saying? So they gripped on to that. So what happens? Yah said, hold up. My spirit shall not always dwell with them. Shall always strive with them. Strive means turmoil with them and trying to get them to not to. Oh no, because they flesh too. I knew what I put them down there in. I put them in the flesh. I know they were my sons. They in the flesh. When they get down here, they're going to want to do the things of the flesh instead of doing the things that I desire them to do. He said, come on over, tell them. In Job, both times Satan came to him when he was with the sons of Yah. Those that were willing to follow him and deal with him, and not deal with him, but he was communicating with them. Satan came in the midst. He didn't say, here, take these sons of men and sons of Yah. Those are his. But he said, have you tried Job? Both times. Those are sons of men. Sons of Yah. You have to be able to separate the sons of men from the sons of Yah. And the question I asked was, it was a question I asked about what was the problem? What was the problem? And they missed it. You know why they told y'all and deceived you all in Genesis 6? Told you those fallen angels, told you them giants was Nephilims and all that. When I looked all that up, guess what? It ain't even in the Bible. This lies. And I'm like, Father, wait a minute. This can't be. Yes, it is, Deborah. I'm just showing you in the midnight hour. They have lied all the way up until the midnight hour and still lying. They won't even come out and tell the truth because that's how much darkness they sit in. Men. These were men doing this. They put a lie here to keep you from knowing anything regarding the truth. That's why men did that. Because if you look up in here, listen to this here. I'm going to show you where they messed up from the floor. When you look at, let me show you where the part that he was showing me. Let me find that one there. Or was that in another verse? Let me get it. Okay, let's go up to verse 6. And it came, this is Genesis chapter 6. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. These men were detached to the ways of Satan. You see, these men, when you see it M-E-N, he's talking about these here men was doing the things that pleases Satan. It don't mean all men. It's saying these men. Because listen, and daughters were born to them. Back in the days, daughters were wealth for them, money. That's the way they did it. That's not the way Ahia created it to be. Now, y'all don't get out of bounds. That's not how he created it. That's the way they did it. Okay. And it says in verse 2 that the sons of Yah saw the daughters of men. So you have to separate the sons of Yah from the daughters of men. So what's the difference from the sons of Yah and the daughters of men? The daughters of men does the things of the world, but the sons of men desire to do the things of Yah. But when they saw what the men of the world was doing, they decided, whoa, let me get as many as I can. You see, that's what made them get in trouble. But they ain't in trouble, y'all. Yeshua HaMashiach, the lamb came to deliver them back into the bosom of the Most High Yah. That's why he came to die. For them. Who is them? The sons of Yah. That's what Yeshua come to die for. Because they came down as the sons of Yah. They didn't come down here as the sons of man who wanted to follow Satan and do his desire. Because see, y'all didn't get it. Back in the days, daughters was this here. And men, if the sons of Yah wanted the daughters of men, if the men wanted something and the sons of Yah wanted something. You see? Both of them wanted something. What did the men want? Those were their daughters. They was wanting something out of it. It was the tradition. We get wealth. You see? And that's why he said, I shall not always strive. That means work with them, trying to get them to not to follow the ways of man that follow Satan. He said, I'm not going to always strive with them because they are what? Flesh as well. And then as you keep on reading in verse 4, listen to this here. In verse 4, it says, there were giants in the earth those days. So what? So? How did these giants get here? These were just strong men of great stature. So when we look at 7 foot tall, 6'10", and we look at them, we don't call them fallen angels, do we? Do you call the basketball players fallen angels? Wake up, people. They're not fallen angels because they're high in stature. Where they get this mess? Just loaded, like the Father said, of deceiving. That's why he told the disciples, you worried about, that's what I said, you worried about what we're going through, but he told y'all, don't you be deceived, because this world and itself and what it consists of, who? Satan deceiving the whole world. It has gotten people to say things is not true. And it has gotten people to not represent my Father like he's entitled to be represented. Satan have got people to be so ugly toward the one that's calling them his children. And calling them still sons of Yah at the end. You see? So you fallen angels? See, you got to wake up and see. And here it says in 4, there were giants in the earth those days. And also after that, when the sons of Yah came into the daughters of men, and they bare children. The sons of Yah. That means men that was following and mission to do the work of Yah. They came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. And the same became mighty men which are of old, men of renown, smart, intelligent. These are not fallen angels, you guys. And then you go and you look and you search and you search and you search. You get so tired of searching, say, well, wait a minute. Then they tell you, cannot be found in the Bible. You mean, where did they get that from? They said it for so long till it becomes what they want to teach you and manipulate you to believe. That's what they did. And if you look up a man were of old and men of renown, you'll find out men of great intelligence, smartness. But it don't mean they fallen. You see? We have to really wait, I think. Now, I'm going to say wait because we're in such a midnight hour. Let's go somewhere here. Let's go. If I go to, let me tell you what he told me. When I go to, I'm just going to go there. This is what he was saying to me. And it was driving me crazy, y'all. It was driving me off the chain. He took me first before he got me really deep in it. He took me to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 34. And it says, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. See, Yah is saying that there are heathens that's going to be losing it because of what they're going to see that has been a lie all this time. Because the sight of what you're going to see that never was, that has been deceiving to the whole world and people therein. And then he said, go to that same chapter of Deuteronomy 28, and then he said, go to 67. And 67 reads, in the morning thou shalt say, would Ahiah, it was evening. That's me. That's me. I'm explaining it. And at the evening thou shall say, would Ahiah, it was morning. For the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see. That's the natural. He's talking about the flesh is going to be all out of whack because of the things he's going to allow you to see. He's going to allow you to see it for what it is. You're going to go mad, and what else? You're going to wish that it was evening and then wish that it was morning. And I've been like that for the last, 17 years, y'all. When it's night, I wish it's morning. When it's morning, I wish it's night. It's just like rushing the time. I have felt that in my spirit. So this is telling the truth of the matter to those that are chosen. This is the sort of things we will go through at the sight of what we see. Because you're looking at this thing, you say, wait a minute now, hold up, Father, y'all. You mean these people have been deceived all these years? Intentionally and without a cause? Because here it is. It's all there. See, I was taught from a different angle. I was taught from the wilderness by him himself. So the things he taught me, I just believe because what he was saying. But when you go here and see the deepness of what he's saying, it's like, wait a minute. So you taught me from the wilderness, but here it is right here. When are they without Deborah? That makes a lot of sense. You're coming from the wilderness level. They coming from here it is, plainly seen. So when he got me there, he took me to Job. And he said in Job, it says, when Ahiah was with the sons of Yah. Why would Ahiah be with the fallen angels if the fallen angels are the sons of Yah? Do that make any sense? Why would the fallen angels be gathering with Yah? And Satan came in the midst of it. That's just showing you how the light was there and Yah was dealing with them, and Satan, which is darkness, came in the midst. And he asked that darkness, well, what's your deal? What are you looking for? He did it twice in Job. And then he says, go to Job 38. So when I went to Job 38, let me show you what it says. And I'm trying to still grip the fact why these Hebrew Israelite people, or even pastors and everybody, is teaching these things against toward saying the giants and the giants and the fallen angels. They don't even understand who the fallen angel is. Ain't no such thing as no fallen angels. Ain't nobody fell from heaven. Satan came down like a lightning onto the earth to deceive the earth. But he came along. But when life came, when he brought man and woman and continue to bring men and women on the earth, they went in the direction in which they desired from the beginning in the heavens. And he suffered them to go in the desire of way they were thinking from the heaven level. And it wasn't just so much as their desire, it was his desire. So these people came in the form of man, in the body. Look at Adam and Eve. Wait a minute, he gave you the Garden of Eden and set you in the middle of it, and you chose to go over there go to the wrong tree? Come on, something was already in you to do that because you had all that you need. If you were supposed to step into the righteous will, their intent wasn't the righteous will because you all want to teach it and believe it. From the heavens was everything orchestrated, not when it got down to the Garden of Eden, where there was the tree of life and other trees. Now, it wasn't just the tree of life, it was other trees, and then the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Why did they skip everything to go to that one? Because that was their spiritual mind from the heaven. They couldn't wait to get connected to Satan. That's why their children, soon as he was born, Cain killed the one that was the son of Yah, Abel. He was the son of Yah. That's who Abel killed. Y'all didn't know that either. You never knew that he never knew. Adam never knew Eve and had Abel. Abel was the son of Yah. That's why y'all want to dictate the father's a way of doing things and then change it around. Now the people going around bumping their head trying to know the beginning to the end and don't know nothing. And they just going to get stuck out here because he talks about the sons of Yah. And he talks about letting you know who the son of Yah is. How in the world did these Hebrew Israelites get the sons of Yah connected with the fallen angels? I can't tell you. How did they get the sons of Yah to be the giants from Neverland and all that? Those guys that was in Neverland, y'all, they was just strong and tall in statues. And the Hebrew Israelites that came out of Egypt lied to Moses and Aaron. And go to Numbers chapter 13, verse, just read chapter 13. It'll blow your mind. You say, why would these people do that? It will blow your mind. That's why what's his name? Moses' butt didn't go nowhere. Because he listened to a lot of lies that they were portraying. But you go to Numbers chapter 13 and just read it, child, and see who the giant is. You'll say, well, wait a minute. These ain't fallen angels. Where are these people getting this stuff from? Wicked and evil. This is what Yeshua warned his 12. Do not be deceived. Because that's really the biggest enemy is being deceived. And they have been. So when I go here to Job 38, and this is where the Spirit was taking me. Job 38 and verse 1 through 17. Then Ahiah answered Job, but out of the whirlwind, he said, who is this that's darkened counsel by words without knowledge? He letting Job, who you think you are? Huh, thank you, Father Yah. Who you think you are? This is Job. You think you know more than I know, but who do you think you are? Now, this is what he said to Job. Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand thee of thee and answer thy me. Now, this is Yah. Y'all don't know who y'all dealing with. Y'all think he's some type of nothing. Now, he charging Job. You wants to be big and bad and know it all. How you going to step on me? Now, this is what he said. Verse 4. This is Job 38 and verse 4. Where was thou when I laid the foundation of the world? 99.1 trillion don't understand what took place before the foundation. He asking Job, where were you? Where were you when I what? Verse 4, laid the foundation of the world. Come on here. Declare if thou hast understanding. You know everything. Declare it. Okay? And then in verse 5, he said, who has laid the measures thereof, if thou know it? Who laid the measures? Who measured it and laid it? If you know so much. Then he told Job, he said, or who has stretched the line upon it? He's talking about when he creating everything. And then he goes to verse 6. Whereupon are the fountains thereof fastened? Come on, tell him, Job. Tell him. You know so much. Now watch this here. Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? Come on here, Job. You know so much. Tell him. This because Job came after Ahiah with words. And this is where Ahiah backed him up. I love it. That's what Sister Deborah's trying to tell y'all. Don't come to me talking no rat behind mess. Until you've been taught what took place before the foundation of the world, you can't say nothing. And I heard Ahiah saying the same thing to Job. Where were you? If you so smart, tell me. When I laid this and I laid this and I measured it, where were you? Now listen to what he said in verse 7. Now let me go to 6 again. Job 38, chapter 38, verse 6. Whereupon are the foundation thereof fastened? He asking him, where's it fastened at? You don't know. Then he said, or who laid the cornerstone thereof? Job couldn't answer that either. And then in verse 7, he said, when the morning stars, see, listen, y'all, listen, because this is, if you didn't get it, this is where you get it. He says, look at verse 7. You need to write this down. Job chapter 38 and verse 7. Listen to this. When the morning stars sung together, and all the sons of Yah shouted out for joy. Who gonna tell you the sons of Yah is fallen angels? That's what they've been teaching you, the Hebrew Israelite movement. In Genesis, who were they hiding? Why did they deceive you? Why did they lie? These are men, y'all, M-E-N. They have took on the status of Satan. And they really, you can call fallen angels. They didn't fall. They just went in his direction and took on his a group. They got into his group. When you teaching these people that the sons of Yah is fallen angels and Nephilims and giants with evil spirits, you sicker than sick. When Numbers tell you ain't no such thing, and the giants that was in was just tall in stature. But they wasn't no fallen angel. But if you read, let me tell you, I keyed it up, and the Father was showing me how they make it sound so good on Google to where you can believe all that crap. But when the Ruach HaKodesh said, look at this and look at this, you see here, you be like, Father, why are they lying? Just lying, because it ain't nothing else to do. Now here, he's telling them, he's talking to Job. You think you so darn smart. I ask you coming down on me, but let me ask you, who do you think you are? Where was you when I laid the foundation of the world? You see what I'm saying? Where was you? Nowhere to be found. Now here in 7, it says, when the morning stars sung. He's talking to Job. Together. And all the sons of Yah shouted for joy. You cannot rest in being deceived all your life. Find your life. Go in that direction. Because that's showing you that he's questioning Job, because Job got caught himself getting kind of smart with y'all. And y'all wanted to let him, like I say, stand down. And I love the first verse that I conquered on here. And it says in verse 4, he asked Job, where was it thou when I laid the foundation of the earth? Where was you? See, people do not believe that something took place before all of that. And when it took place in him, he spoke it to bring it to existence. But don't think that what people are telling you on this earth and what you reading, because that's what you reading to please your flesh, is what it is. No, it's not. And that's the way they're teaching. But the key was when Yeshua went on that mountain, that Mount Olive with those disciples. I was like, oh, what are you going up there to ask? Why are they going up there asking what's going to happen in my days? That's my question. If I say, because they're going to have to repeat it, which is true. But he said, then he said, look at this right here. And it says, Yeshua said to the disciples, the first thing he said to them when they asked him what would be the coming and the end days, he said, don't you be deceived. So this word deceive is a very heavy power punch for just the disciples alone with us today. So if it was good for them, for Yeshua to say it to them, what makes you think today that's not what you're hanging on to? Being deceived. Now, this is what I did. After he was done there, he took me. Listen to this. He took me to Genesis chapter 8 and verse 21. He took me to Genesis 8 and 21. And it reads, for Ahiah smelled a sweet savor. And Ahiah said in his heart. See, Ahiah said in his heart. Sister Deborah have been on this Deborah platform for 4 years trying to get people to understand. You have an image of Yah, which is a spirit. That spirit has an eye, an ear, a heart, and a mind. If Ahia has a heart, you have a heart in your spirit. Now listen to what he said. It says, and Ahia said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake. For the imaginations of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite anymore anything living as I have done. He's talking about the way he ended the world. He's not going to do it again that way. Okay. But what is the key? Where's the power punch in that verse? Is this. For the imagination of man's heart, that's the flesh, is evil from his youth. From his youth. He's evil. So therefore, when you go to Solomon Gomorrah and you see where it says young men and old men, you see, same way in Judges when they was at that old, he wasn't old, but a prior king of Judah. They was at the door trying to know him, and it says young and old men. You see, so he's saying he said any more for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. What is he talking about? He's talking about Genesis 6. Genesis 6. Is he talking about fallen angels, y'all? Is he talking about giants? No, he never was. That's what man wants you to think. Oh, back in them days, it was about the giants was sinning and they were doing all of this and they malevolence and they evil and they wicked and those were fallen angels doing all this wrong thing. No. It was men, men. That's the greatest lie for Genesis 6, the hidden mystery. And that is a lie. They will not and have not owned up to anything they have done. You never heard Adam say, you told me not to, and I did it anyway. I repent. I'm sorry. You know why? He ain't sorry he joined Satan. He ain't sorry, not one bit. He was willing to cover up with a lead or whatever that was. He was making the apron or whatever. He was called himself covering up with leaves. Oh, you wanted to cover up, but you didn't see no repentance. And now one of you ever thought of that. Now one of you ever thought that he ain't never repent, but yet we all supposed to repent. But what happened to him? He ain't never repent. So you heard her say she did because she was the serpent guiled her. But you have to understand what was taking place. This was not something to eat. It was the entertainment of the mind. And if he was entertaining her and he was present when he was the one that was given the charge, it don't make sense, y'all. Okay, now I like that because the Father set it straight for Genesis 6. They lied to y'all, talking about it was fallen angels. That's why he destroyed the earth. Stop lying. Your worst enemy is you, your flesh. Not no doing fallen angels. They already got their mission. And they know that. They joined up with Satan. And they going where he's going. Those that came down thought they was going to follow Satan. Ahia gave them a place to stay in the uttermost darkness. And they are chained down. They didn't come down here with him. So stop lying. That's because people don't know what took place before the foundation of the world. And when I gave those two examples on the video, 99 point trillion when even look, even those that be on here wouldn't even study it to really get the grip, because it'll take you places you ain't never been. You'll realize when you mean I don't have to be in captivity no more. No, you don't. Once you understand it. You mean I don't have to be like this and do that? No, you don't. You where you at because that's where you want to be. Because you don't want nothing no better than that. And what they can give you to deceive you. So he took me to John. Oh man, he took me a lot of places. Oh, he even took me in Chronicles. Oh boy, he took me so many good places. I wish I could really go all over it. And he was just showing me how the sons of Yah is his. And they didn't lie. They are not fallen angels, you guys. They are not Nephilims and giants. These are lies. And when it says in Genesis, and the giants were in that day, and after that, just letting you know, Ahia always allowed men and statues to be born. People look at my son Charles, and they look at his daddy, and he looks like no one could say that that's his father. No one. Because the head on Charles is big. The whole shoulders, the whole height. Charles should be about 6'4" or maybe 6'3", but he's king. And his daddy's the opposite. No one would tell him that this is your son. So don't tell me because of a statue. And these people that they accept on this basketball, they ain't gonna accept you until you 6'7" in height. So why are they scouting those giants? Are they fallen angels too? Come on now, y'all, talk to me. Find out in Numbers. Read Numbers 13 and see how your people lied. Look how they lied. They told Moses when they sent them out to check the land, they told Moses there was giants and people of that statue there. They was telling lies. When y'all telling them to go there, and they sit here saying, no, we can't go there. He trying to kill us, all this old crazy stuff. And I said, Father, I thank you for showing me that, because that's back in Torah. But they want you to run to Torah. Y'all better watch yourself. Because only thing Sister Deborah can say is this. He gave me a lot. What time is it? Okay, he gave me a lot of verses. Let me just go to a couple of them, because I feel that you all need to, next time somebody come to you telling you about the fallen angels, tell them, get to work, sit down. Nobody want to hear nothing Enoch has to say and nobody else. Wait on the Most High Ahia and hear what he got to say. He got something to say. He always have something to say, because he always talking to me every day. People out here ain't got nothing to say to you, but try to get you in a captivity mode. First Chronicles 28, chapter 28 and verse 6. And it reads, let me see. Is it 6 and what? Chronicles. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Yeah. Verse 28 and verse 6. And he said unto me, Solomon, thy son, he shall build my house and my courts, for I have chosen him. Okay, stop. When I read that, I said, wait a minute, Father. I have said to you all in time past, when you go to Matthew's chapter 1, all those names from David on down, you can see from Messiah on down, Yeshua, you can see all the way down all of those that were chosen. These are the seed carriers, okay? All of them carry a spiritual mission, meaning a heavenly mission. Solomon right here, he says, many are called, but few are chosen. So people would say to me, but Solomon had many wives. He did that. You don't know what he was doing. You don't know what, because so many lies been told. You don't know what he was doing. Because people had a lot of women there for servants and doing a lot of work. Understand what kind of land he had. He had a whole world. And because he had all those wives, those who were in him, people he took care of, paid on the payroll. Most of them he never saw. And even if he did, guess what? Ahiah say, he's mine. How you like him now? Now, in First Chronicle 28, verse 6, and he said unto me, Solomon, thy son, he shall build my house and my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son. To be his what? Son. Y'all wake up. Sons of Yah is those that are Yah. They are chosen from the heaven. No matter what they do on the earth, they are chosen from the heaven. That's why Yeshua was made a little lower than them, to die for them, to redeem them back to the bosom of the Most High Ahiah. Because they are what? The sons of Yah. That's the whole idea of him coming to redeem the sons of Yah. So it says, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. So when people run around here talking about the sons of Yah or the fallen angels, that's what they're teaching the people. And it's going on even to today. And they won't settle for nothing outside of what they believe. And they teach it to people, and people fall for it. Let's go to Hosea. I'm not going to have you long because I'm about done almost. And I'm going to take some questions. I will take some questions. Let me get to Hosea here. I have realized something today, and I guess it was also to make me feel a little bit better today, because instead it made me realize how far and wide so many are far from truth. It's almost make you realize that, you make you wonder, is this where the people want to be? From the heavens, did they want to be this way? Is this the direction they want to go in, Father Yah? Because if not, why is it that they find pleasure in that area that does not benefit them in Yah? But I'm going to show you something here. Okay, Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. Hosea chapter 1, verse 10, and it reads, yet the numbers of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. Why is that? Why is that? Watch this here. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living Yah. So those that are in the house of Israel, those two, that's where the majority of the sons of Yah rest their in. They were chosen in the house of Israel. They are the sons of Yah. So are you the fallen angels? Are you the fallen angels? So how you going to make Genesis 6, because it's saying the sons of Yah, how you going to make that the fallen angels? That don't make sense. And another thing about what he's saying here, you have to understand Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are my people, there is, it shall be said unto them, ye are my sons of the living Yah. So those that are returning back to Yah in the house of Israel are the sons of Yah. They were chosen out of him, and they're going to return back unto him. The same sons of Yah, not the sons of men. That means everybody that you think that's going is not going. They are the sons of Yah. He don't call everybody the sons of Yah unless they're the sons of Yah that was ordained to come down to the earth that's loaded with sin. He knew when Satan was had been had shot out like a lightning onto the earth to deceive the world. To deceive the world. You see? He knew that. Now, how is he going to deceive the world if he don't have any angels to deceive? Where were they going to come from? Down in the uttermost darkness, that's where the third went. So where's the one Satan going to have? They're going to come from the heavens. Those are some that were still there that wanted to follow him, just didn't desire at that time, but Yah knew who they were. So that's how they end up down here in it. That's how Adam and Eve quickly and Cain quickly destroyed Abel. It's because these are Satan's angels that came when Yah created each and every last one of us. We one way or the other. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You're one way or the other. And like I said in one of my videos earlier today, you just about know. All you can do is just about see the actions of people and how they conducting themselves. Who's who and what's what, even on this devil platform. That's why I say people sitting here hooping in churches who looking at Beyonce and saying, woo, she this and she that. Looking at Kanye, woo, he this and who that. Look at Nasty Not Me or whoever he is. Who he this. When you finish looking at all of that, you're trying to measure Satan. And he cannot be measured. Only place I can measure him is in the lake of fire. So I ain't got time to be measuring Beyonce. I wouldn't even call her name in the sanctuary. How you gonna get on the holy pulpit talking about the devil and his ace boon coons? That's crazy. Unless you one of his too, and your platform is not the holy of the Most High or higher. That's why they can talk. In Matthew 5, verse 9. In Matthew 5, verse 9, it reads, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 9, and it reads, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of Yah. The children of Yah. So when it said the sons of Yah, children of Yah, these are those who belong to Yah. We can't turn around and say they fallen angels. There's something that there are not. How do you get fallen angels out of the sons of Yah? Because they never knew what took place before the foundation of the world. They never knew because Yah never revealed it unto them. Okay, then you go to Luke. Luke is the last one. Luke chapter 6. And I will be asked, anybody have any questions? Or maybe some of you have some answer to some things. Luke chapter 6, verse 35. Luke chapter 6, verse 35. What is he saying here? And Luke chapter 6, verse 35. But love ye your enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing gain again. And your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Okay. Now, he said the children of the highest. We know who that is, the Most High. So if he's saying the children, or if he's saying the sons, they belong to him. If he call them of the Most High. Why are we saying they are fallen angels and giants? I talked a whole lot today. Somebody in the live chat, anybody, tell me why would they say that? That's it. That's it. Why would they say that? Why would they say that? Why? That's right. You are so right. Very good. Very good. That is now. Why couldn't they think like that? Just because there's a book out there saying Enoch, don't mean Enoch wrote it. Look how they have smeared the Bible that has outlived every book. But you know what? They said that's where it's coming from. The fake Jews over there in Israel and the Catholics. That's what they not. But guess what? They just now finding that out. After you done fed all these people food from all these lost books, now they saying that, and I'm serious, they're actually saying it now. We don't know about this and we don't know about that. Or Enoch, we found out this wasn't. And this one, what is the Big Judah? Or the Mormon book is our book. I mean, you see what it Solomon says. Much studying is great worrisome, worry, and too many books. It's not good. Solomon said that, but they don't get it. They don't get it. They got their own way set in them. Can anybody tell me why would they come out of their their sleep and call themselves awakening and teach that the sons of Yah are fallen angels and it was giants in that day? Why would they say that? Anybody in the live chat happen to know? Why would they say that? It's only one reason. And I think it's sad. And it's sad because it still works for them in this day and time. And that's what makes it so sad. It's what they did then and they do today. Who can say why? Yep. Oh, you didn't know Big Judah said the Mormon book is the book that Ahiah has given to us, telling us that that's us. Now now tell me that ain't crazy. He been saying that for the last 3.5 years. Him and the other group of people he done got to believe it. A group of Hebrew men. Okay. For people to follow them and not Yah. That's true. That's true too. That's a part of it. But guess what it was about though? To cover up the sins of what men, men, was doing. So all that was a lie, y'all. It was to cover up the sins of men, as always. Just like Adam did in the garden. That woman you gave me. Oh, no, baby. You had time in the garden with her. She wasn't in there alone. You was there too. So what was going down with you? What was you doing? You see, that's what people don't understand. He wasn't sitting there like an innocent 2-year-old. What was going on with him? Never thought. You never even think about that. That's because when you're taught in spirit and truth, it'll take you all the way there and make you sit down and hear it. Because it's like saying, how can you not see it? You know, none of it makes any sense. But see, it said that every imagination was wicked and evil. Every imagination was wicked and evil. So what men, men, hid it, lied, and deceived many, so that today they can be recognized as something that they never were. They don't want you to see that it's saying like the days of Noah. When it says as the days of Noah, it should have said that the sons of men and their daughters were selling to the sons of Yah daughters as many as they please. That's the true story of it. And Yah saw fit to end it all. No, they didn't do that. It's going to be like the days of Noah. They're going to be eating and drinking. Wait a minute. I looked up in Noah, the book of Noah, Genesis, talking about Noah, and I didn't see that. Eating and drinking. See how it was covered up? So you wouldn't see actually what made my father so angry. What could have made him so angry to create the world, and the next blink he destroyed the whole world outside of the ones sons of Noah. So what happens? That which was going on in the book of Noah in Genesis 6, when he destroyed everything, do you think that the father felt that once he destroyed all, that was the end of it? Anybody in the live chat, can you answer that? Oh, yeah. And it's not, never let it get you to the point where you doing the work of learning, understanding. Let a higher give it to you. You see what I'm saying? Because he'll give it to you in a quiet way, and he'll give it to you where you're learning it at his level. And when he give it to you, all the thing you're gonna do is you're gonna be walking around trying to figure out what else somebody done lied about. That's what, because when he comes showing it to me, I was like, he said, you crossed over this. I said, when did I cross over this? When did I miss this? He was trying to get me to see that there's, just as I did the study, them saying that the sons of Yah were the fallen angels. They try to blame the angels, the fallen angels, as the wicked one was the giants. He said it was lying then too. Ain't no giants. Like they trying to make it. Evil giants, just fallen angels. That's how they try to make it. But Yah was showing me, see, that's what Yeshua was saying on Mount Olive to his disciples. Don't be deceived. And that's all they wanted to be. They wanted to be looked at as something. But don't forget, we're supposed to be looking at a higher. They're supposed to be showing us Yah, showing us his narrow gate, and which way is there to the narrow gate, and show me the light and how I can reach for the light and desire the light. How should I thirst for his righteousness? Teach me spirit and truth. No, they ain't going there. That's just it. Somebody's message got taken off for review, I see. Yep. Oh, you see all that blaming. Now, let me tell you something. Let me see you right now. Go to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. Tell me what Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25 is saying. All vain and backs. There you go. And that's why I think it's always kind of sad, because with Sister Deborah, she searched for, there's some out there though. Don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna ever say that we ain't got none out there. There's some men out there that can really put out spirit and truth. But I believe that the enemy has a lot of them so tied up into what we are doing as females and what the world is doing, and how the heathens and the Gentiles, instead of realizing, Yah said their time is up. When he said their time is up, it is up. That means they ain't none of them gonna come to, don't think they're gonna come to the knowledge of who you are, what you want, and how to treat you any better. It's over. So they're gonna cut up from the throw up, in case y'all didn't know that. Oh, wow. Your phone? There you go. You just read it. But you see where it says, what does the word thy mean? T-H-Y. I wonder, do you know what that means? Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25, when it says thy men. What is it saying? Your men. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? Somebody held somebody else, and why are they on here holding people's review? I don't know why they even on here. But you see what you just said? Your. You see that? You see that? So he ain't talking about the females. He telling you what he gonna do to them. So when you finish, now go to stay on 3. Now watch this here. This is really it's gonna have you kind of wondering. And I know I probably shouldn't have put this on you, but let me show you something. Go to stay on 3, chapter 3, and go to verse. Let me give it to you right quick. Go to verse 8 and 9. Stay on Isaiah 3 and go to verse 8 and verse 9. See, these are prophets that are warning Israel, the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel, are warning him. This is way back. This is not Deborah. This isn't Isaiah. Isaiah bumped off of no, Ezekiel bumped off of Isaiah, and Jeremiah bumped off of Isaiah. Jeremiah bumped off of Isaiah. Jeremiah bumped off of Isaiah, and Ezekiel bumped off of Jeremiah. They say the same thing, and many others. That's how I feel. See, you know where I'm at then. We in the same place. We are in the same place. Now, are we going to say he's a lie? Is that not what's going on with our men? Their continents do it witness against them. They're dressing like females. They're acting like females. What females don't know. And I'm going to give y'all something. I'm going to leave that with y'all. What you women don't know today is this. The reason why our men are our enemies and against us, the reason why the Hebrew Israelite men have an issue with us and their women is because they've been dealing with their men. And they can't live nor deal with the fact that they've been tampering with their own men. They can't control the lust that they have. They can't control the desire to look at the men. They can't control the energy that's there draining them to desire and to walk in that area and to desire. But the word of the Most High Yahweh said in Isaiah, let me get that to you. So you want to make Deborah a lie? Let me make you a lie. Watch this here. In Isaiah, chapter 3, in verse 7, in that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer. For in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. So these men out here lying, talking about they rulers, they kings, they leaders. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Go on to verse 8. And Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah has fallen, because their tongue and their doing, those are two different things. They're speaking and their doing are against Ahijah. If they are against Ahijah, they have to be against us. Why? Because they're out of total order of any righteous. Listen to what it said. To provoke the eyes of his glory. Now watch this. Verse 9. The show of their countenance do it witness against them. The way that they carry themselves and they act and they look on the outside prove what? And they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their spirit, for they have reward evil unto themselves. They then took on the side of Satan. And then he turned around and tell you how he's going to destroy him. But before he said he was going to destroy him, guess what he said in that same chapter, y'all? Women shall rule over you. See, they want you. This is why I think a lot of our women is subject to fall by the sword with these men. It's because they don't want to hear no spirit and truth. They don't want to hear the truth of the matter of why these men are cutting up from the floor. A lot of these men, I said it for the last 3 years, and I've said it over and over and over and over. And I gave y'all it in a percentage, and not none one of you comprehended. I said 75% of our men are in the closet and out of the closet. In the closet and out. That means their conscience is eating them up. And the only thing that they find comfort is to go after and belittle and destroy the position and the role in which they feel they were acting, which is a homosexual lifestyle, messing with these men. You got men that's been in a marriage, got children that's adults, that been tampering with men. I'm telling you, that's what he means. It's going to be just like Solomon and Gomorrah, the same way when Ahijah is coming. He connected with Noah and likened to Sodom and likened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Why would he do that? Because he knew where your men were going to be. While you thinking they all that and that. Oh, we're going to make them kings, leading rulers. You can't make them nothing for you. You in the midnight hour. That means the highest level of evil is right before you. You make them, let them be what a higher has seen them to be. If he's sitting here telling you, he's leaving the light on for you. And that one of the number one reason why these men are hating on women, and that's that Sanders guy too. He dipped into the homosexual taste. There are men right now in the homosexual lifestyle hating on their grandmother and their mother because those were the mothers in the church that didn't like the homosexual lifestyle, so they hated on them. Men that dipping in, let me tell y'all, how can I say it? These men, y'all, you sitting around thinking they hating on women because they ain't got nothing better to do. You have to search the scriptures and listen to the Spirit tell you what they're doing. So women are thinking, I'm going to be honest with you, y'all thinking these men are just out here hating on women because women are hating on them. You all are fruitcakes with no hope. These women don't understand. You done did every work that they did not do. They had seeds of their own that they have dispersed. And you have brought them forth, took care of them, everything you can. Why would this nation of men in such a midnight hour being against their women? Because they have took on who you are with another man. A lot of them can't live with the conscience of knowing that I tried a man. I don't know how to get back home. Only way I know how is to hate on a woman. Make the woman the fault and the error. I know I shouldn't have said nothing, but I figure we in the midnight hour, truth needs to shine. The light needs to shine so some of these silly women can really, really see that these men ain't hating and killing these women for nothing. They killing them because they hating themselves, y'all. I sat and told y'all for the last 3 years, 75% of Judith is in the closet and out of the closet. That's what I was trying to tell you all the time. They dipping into a homosexual lifestyle way beyond your understanding. So what, you've been married 40 years? So what, you've been married 20 years? So much, you've been married 22. Let me tell you, explain it to you. It's so deep, he said in Isaiah 3, the countenance of their face. Why? Who is that to see their face to know that, Sister Deborah? Because I've given you the gift to be able to discern the arms and the eyes. You can see it on their face. He's telling you can see it. And they ain't ashamed of it. We just ignorant, silly women thinking they hating on us just to be hating on us. Like that Sanders guy that died, he was all into that homosexual. He's been sleeping with a man more than once. So when they get to that point and their friends don't know what they're doing, but they don't know that their friends is doing it too, then the only thing left, let's hate the woman identity we've been trying to steal to have a man. Y'all didn't know that, did you? They've been stealing your identity for a mighty long time. That's why you think that people that in that lifestyle, these men like to be around a lot of women. A lot of women think they good friends and they this and they that. No, they want to be around you so they can steal your characteristics and your ways so they can master who you are, so they can be able to betray you to other men. That's how deep it is. It's deep. That's the whole idea. So when you thinking these men hate, they hating because they hate themselves for what they're doing. They know it's not something a higher approve of. So the only thing they fear, let's hate on these women. When they see these men, these men don't even have to dress like a woman. These men are lusting after men. I see it every day, even amongst the heathens, the Gentiles, and definitely out of our brothers. They eye each other. It's an eye look they give each other to let one know, I done had one of you too. Y'all just out there, women out there in the ocean, lost, and taking them and putting them on pedestals to be kings, leaders, and rulers. They on this devil platform teaching you, talking about we the Hebrew Israelite. We awakening, and the Father sitting here telling you, he ain't talking about the Hebrew Israel. He ain't talking about the heathen Gentiles. He says Jerusalem is ruined and Judah has fallen. He's telling you about the men, and you send your tail around being able to justify and clarify that they all that answer. They supposed to lead us. They supposed to guide us. They supposed to show us the way. Baby, they showed you the way. The way to disrespect you, to dishonor you after you brought forth a whole nation. That's why a lot of them don't have anything to do with their mothers and their grandmothers. That's why. Because they know that that's something that mothers and grandmothers were always totally against. So they pick a fight with you so that they can hold on to their identity that you don't like them because they doing this lifestyle. No, baby, I can love you and not like your lifestyle. So don't get it bent to make you feel justified. No, don't get it bent. And that's what the homosexual lifestyle is. It wants to be justified and clarified and identified as something normal because somebody bothering us. Okay, go on. You don't even understand. We finna be tried by the fire. You hear me say we? So when you, and the fire gonna tell who's who and what's what. So everybody walking around here thinking they all that and something. Let me tell you something. Wait till that fire is kindled under your feet and see how you gonna deal with it. Because this is deep, y'all. They've been doing this stuff. Men have been doing this. What you mean, Deborah? Way back in Genesis. Do you think for 1 minute, because he in the world, it didn't come out? Don't ever believe that. It didn't come out. I mean, it came out. You think Ahiah didn't know? Why do you think Ham was looking at Noah while he was asleep? And then wanted his other brothers to come and look. It was an eye thing, y'all. A lust thing. That's why the other two brothers turned around so they couldn't look and they couldn't lust. They want no part in what Ham was doing. That's showing you whoever lineage is in Ham, you are nasty people. You are a nasty people. Now, one says it's us, one says it's Africa. Whatever you are nasty. So that's what I'm saying. We are chasing spirit away. We are running away from spirit and truth when we should be running in the direction of what is spirit and truth. So we'll know the reality, the overall of the matter, because we don't. And when Sister Deborah was teaching that thing about that whole thing about what took place before the foundation of the world, it should have busted many of y'all wide open. Y'all should have took off running and teaching this word, but it didn't. So it leads me to understand it's no matter what. We are so much in so much darkness, we still knitted in our hearts and in our mind to the things that are darkness instead of the things that are light. So Sister Deborah would say, I appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat, but I ask you, if you have any questions, please, you have the time. We have about 15 minutes for any questions or anything you want to talk about before Sister Deborah in this live. Someone is crying and our brothers need help, and we do too. Our whole nation is falling. Yes, it's not that our whole nation is falling. The Bible said they have. Then you go to 49, Genesis 49. Let's see what Jacob. Can you talk to this one? Can you say something? Jacob, Genesis 49. Hey, Jacob, what do you have to say about Judith? Okay. Judith is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son. This is Jacob saying this now, y'all. Now, why would Jacob want to lie on his son, y'all? He was a seed, a chosen one of the Most High Yah. He said, my son, thou art gone up, stoop down. He crouches as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall arouse him up? He ain't getting up, baby. So you can put them on pedestals all day and all night. He ain't getting up, said Jacob. Isaiah 3 is telling you, when people fail your father, you can't be in a position as it's over. Now, that's not speaking of every last one of them. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are some, but you must consider when the father say a small remnant, he mean that. We can't see nothing clear because we want to make right, wrong, wrong, right. But Ahia said, until you walk over into what is righteous, when you thirst for righteousness, when you find life in the narrow gate. See, these are things he's saying, this is a mission for each and every last one of us. But we have to get there because we thinking we die. And that's good enough. Without any spirit and truth, without all this darkness they have lied about and taught us about, none of it mount up to anything. So we got 10 more minutes. You see that? Now you see what you're saying? Now don't you see I'm talking about that? And that lady is the queen of wicked, underground power. But they can talk about that. I heard they were crying and they are emotional over in Africa. And not only did she care, she wasn't created to care. She wasn't created to do anything but destroy any and everything to get the evil what it wanted. Why is it people don't grip that? You know, she wasn't created to do anything for anybody outside of wicked and evil. What is it people not getting? This is how far he said we are from what is spirit and truth. Because we really think that, okay, she was created to give us freedom and to give us liberty and to give us everything Yah has offered us since the beginning of time, and we have turned our face and backs away from. And we see the queen as somebody, and she is nothing and never was. That's who she was created for that. And that's why I don't get why is it Ebola hit Africa. She had to sign on the line for that. See, make sure we get a great how many 3,000 died the first time? Oh yes, y'all, many died. That was her signature. This be her signature. Y'all just don't know where y'all at. And that's why I embrace everything he shares with me every day. He give me something. I embrace it and I accept it because it feels really good. Because it's like an fullness to assure me that you ain't off no path. You on the right. You in the right lane where you should be running. Run, Deborah, run. And I appreciate that from him. When if you feel that you match up with Queen Elizabeth, then you and her is hand in hand. So I will say that I would never want to question myself based on the level of wicked and evil that she portrayed. You know, she was over. So I would never want to question myself, my calling over her. What was she to you? That's what I said. Would you say I wish I would? All you have to do is look at the history. Here are people over there telling you it's just not over in Africa. Did y'all forget British was the part that brought your butt over here? That caused took all of your belongings, got with a German to lie that they had destroyed you and all that stuff. She was the ace in that, y'all. Yeah, did you see that? Ain't that crazy? And that, what is that saying? That's showing you what the minds of melanated people is off the chain when it come down to a lot of things. Their mindset is totally off. And you all, we're going to have to discuss actually what's taking place, not today, but regarding, we was talking about the letting the prisoners out. The prisoners out is not even my concern. I think there's more prisoners and wicked and evil out here than those that are in the prison. And I think that's kind of sad because I wouldn't want them to let them out. But I believe you have more wicked and evil on the outside than you have in the inside, just like the graveyard. People are afraid to go in the graveyard. You're afraid of the dead, but you need to be afraid of the living. Come on with me. I know that's right. Your purpose. What are you good at? Since you've been living on this earth, give me one good thing that you are good at. Just one that you have been known and you have felt it and you can see that you were good at. One thing. Mm-hmm. That's all that, I was trying to figure out all those y'all did not know they got all those places in the cities and in the counties where blacks reside. They got a lot of places out to take blood and give you money for blood. Did you know that they're making our blood underground? Mm-hmm. They're doing a lot with that blood. They paying us and taking it under. Wow. Yes. Live to serve. You good at witnessing? To serve. Wait a minute. Good at, wait a minute. What's she? Okay. Serving others. Okay. When you say serving others, I live to serve. What do you mean serving others? What do you mean when you're saying serving? In what way? You're good at witnessing. That's really good too. Oh yes, they making it. Uh they doing it underground. Yeah. Hmm. They ain't taking your blood for nothing, baby. And they got these places only in the black community, and the black people don't say a word. That's what I say. It's just amazing the things that they have done, even though they walking what the biblical said they were going to be allowed to do. But there are some things that we have set ourselves up a great deal. We have set ourselves up. And that they got them in the counties where the blacks reside and the cities. And they give you a little money to take your blood. They don't, baby, please. Y'all, come on now. Little Mermaid. Yep. They killed my daughter. My oldest daughter was talking about it. Mermaid being black. You see that? When seek the Most High for your calling, you sound as if you could go into the area of ministering, because that is to serve and to teach and to give time to others, helping others. Ministry, in the ministry. And even if you start your own little ministry, lifting up, encouraging, lifting others, kindness, and therefore for others. So in that area where you saying helping others, encouraging, lifting up, a form of counseling, spiritual counseling, spiritual counseling. When you hold one of the greatest positions, cleaning up, that's what you do. That's one of the greatest positions that can ever be hired by the Most High, a higher. Because you got to clean up everything somebody messed up. If you do it in the natural, that's what you're called to do in the spirit. It's to clean up where everybody has messed up. That's a powerful position. So that's what that is. So if you good at cleaning up and it's something that you love doing, that's because your calling is to clean up this mess that everybody continue to make. Clean it up in the name of a higher, a higher. I haven't either. I never given blood before either. But I don't know if they in your community. They everywhere in Missouri, in the black community. It's just amazing how they would bring in a 53-footer truck full of eggs from top to bottom all the way through and give it to the black people. And the black people act like somebody's really giving them something. To me, we are a sick people. We really sick people. Just as Ahia says, stiff neck rebellion and disobedient. I think that's best described what the prophetess is actually seeing in the people. And some. Spiritual counseling. As spiritual counseling, giving, lifting, listening, care where many were enjoying to especially younger. Yeah. Spiritual counseling, because that's what our young people need. And our people need spiritual counseling. There it is. You got to clean it up, clean this mess up, and organize it in the Father's order. Organize it for the Father in his order. Clean this mess up. That's what your calling is. There got to be something. You don't come pulling up in the middle of the inner city with a truckload of 50, you know what a 53-footer truck is? With eggs on it from the front to the back. And people are filling their cars up where they can't even see out the back, the side windows, barely can see out the driver's seat, just filling it up with eggs. As if they love you so much, they're going to bring eggs. And I questioned a young man deep. He got mad and walked away. Talking about lying. They told him to say that they're from Sam's. Baby, please. Sam's didn't accept it, and he had to come to the community. Use a line. That's how a young black man, that's how they'll do theirs. They don't care. They don't care. They don't even have to, our men don't even have to be threatened or charge. They'll do whatever the heathens and Gentiles tell them to do against their people. They don't care. Praise the Most High, a higher, a higher. I wouldn't have dared wanted to bring those eggs into my community. I wouldn't have dared. And you should see them elderlies and them older people just acting like the world is just giving them something. Knowing you ain't got no business having high cholesterol. What are you doing, people? You don't know what these eggs consist of. And anybody bring a 53-footer truck full of eggs, something wrong somewhere. And you know what? I was looking at the box of sugar, how they done changed everything, y'all. So we are into a situation where you do not know what you are taking in. You do not. You do not know what you're taking in. I saw that. I don't know why. I saw that. That just shows you people just come on. Okay, my site is starting to, my phone needs charging up. So Sister Deborah would say it was good to come on live, and I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I said I will be back. Oh wow, I never had duck eggs, but that's a good thing. So I will be back. I appreciate each and every last one of you all, and I say I will be back. Shalom and shalom. My phone, my laptop dying out. Shalom.